Hello and welcome to Wrestle Talk with ArabbidB3aver, and joining me is none other than the man from C1W himself, the Mr. Jared Boatfield is here. Champion Wrestling's very own Jared Boatfield. Jared, how have you been, sir?
I tell you, I've been doing great. Big things going on at Championship One Wrestling. Big things going on for myself personally. It's a season of change, and the winds of change are blowing, and they're blowing in a good direction.
Excellent. So, Mr. Jared, we know that Mayhem Mcdonald is going to be coming up Saturday, the 24th. This coming Saturday, doors are going to be opening at 7 p.m. The bell time is going to be at 8 p.m. Tickets are $8. Kids 5 and under are always going to be free. But you had some big things happen weeks that led up to this. And I want to start with the Allegiance. Let's talk about the Allegiance and their mystery partner, or their mystery match, I should say, with and his mystery partner. What's going on there?
Yes, well, the Allegiance have been on an absolute tear since they formed. Dan the Man Carter, or as he is known now, Dan the Manager Carter. He took Zach Dye under his wing, and he's been able to do great things with Zach. And now he has the battle-tested, battle-proven Christopher Battle alongside Zach Dye, and they formed the Allegiance. And I mean, these are two guys who have very dynamic styles, very different styles, but in ways that complement one another. And with Dan the Man by his side, I mean, he's the cane hitting, head splitting Dan the Man Carter, and he's a force to be reckoned with in his own right. And so I think that there are big things, and definitely gold, or in this case, tag team silver, in the future of the Allegiance. But right now, they have Zach Malone and a mystery partner ahead of them this Saturday at Mayhem and Mcdonald. Zach Malone is not a guy that I've had a chance to look into, but just based off his look, his appearance, I can just tell this guy's going to bring something different to the table. And I just hope that Zach Dye and Christopher Battle are ready. And even if they're ready for Zach Malone, we don't even know who he's going to be bringing with him. It could be somebody even scarier. So I hope that they're prepared for anything.
True. And, Christopher Battle has had battles in the past of his own with people who are no longer at Championship One Wrestling. And we know that there's been lots of change to be going through, but it could be anybody. It could be somebody from the past. It could be somebody in the present, or it can be somebody that's going to be a future star that's going to be joining none other than Zach Malone this coming Saturday. And you've got to wonder if he is going to be ready and up to the challenge, especially after the battles that we saw take place with none other than Adrian Ace. Those battles have taken a toll on Christopher's body. We know that. It's happened in the past. He's a little bit slower. He's still got the strength. He's still got the mind. He's still got the will. He's still got the heart. But you can tell that he lost a step just a little bit with Adrian Ace. So you've got to wonder if the Allegiance with Zach Dye, if he's making up for something that he's lost there.
Well, I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I think that may have been true at one point. But if you look at recent history, Battle he's transformed himself physically, and he's able to be a lot more dynamic in the ring than maybe even he was when he was taking on Adrian Ace. I think that we're seeing the dawn of a new Christopher Battle, and I think having Zach Dye and Dan the Man by his side is only going to keep things moving in that direction. But don't sleep on Christopher Battle, because he's somebody who's newer to the business. And as anybody who's newer to the business, every time he goes out there, he learns something new. And you see it each week. You see each week how he develops. So don't count Mr. Battle out.
Yes, sir. I'll take your word for it. We're going to move forward a little bit. But Painfully Juicy is currently the C1W Silver Team Champions there, as you were saying, the Tag Team Gold, Tag Team Silver. And they've got a huge match against Buck Manson and Ray Steele. How did these two come to be formed together, Buck Manson and Ray Steele? Because it just seemed like it came out of nowhere that these two decided to become partners, and they have skyrocketed to the top, earning themselves a championship match, Mr. Jared.
Well, they say necessity breeds innovation. I think that Ray Steele and Buck Manson were both men without a path at C1W. Cameron Cox had taken Buck Manson under his wing there for a time, but because I did what I did and I suspended Cameron Cox indefinitely, Buck Manson has been fledgling since then, and he's found a friend in Race Steel. Um, I don't even know if I would call them friends. More just they have a shared interest in beating people up, which in this business is just about as good as friends. um, but yes, I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I think that Race Steel and Buck Manson are both motivated to move beyond their current station at C1W. And Saturday night might be their night. They might walk away with those belts.
It would be very interesting if they did it, especially after all the obstacles that Painfully Juicy has had to overcome to those titles. And we know they've had huge battles in the past with the GOV and with other people there as well. And it seems like they have got the pinnacle of professional wrestling in signs right now and on their shoulders and on their waist. And I don't think that they're going to be giving it up without a fight. Would that be fair to say?
I think that's absolutely correct. I mean, they are arguably the most popular tag team that we have at C1W. Chris Payne is extremely hardworking, extremely dedicated to his craft, and the fans just love Big Juicy John Bishop. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, and they've shown over the last few weeks that they can not only could they take those titles, but they can hold those titles and successfully defend those titles, which is the mark of a champion. And they're living up to that as well as they can.
Well, absolutely, Mr. Jared. They beat one of the best tag teams in all of wrestling this past Saturday in the Youngbloods. And they're nobody to, I mean, they've held tag team gold all over the Southeast, all over the Mid-Central, and they are still hungry and looking. And for the Youngbloods to come into C1W, lose to Painfully Juicy, that was a very, very tart treat for them to taste. Let's just say it like that. So you got to wonder if they're going to be looking for revenge in the future again, but it's going to be having to come if they can retain those titles this Saturday.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of the Youngbloods. I've been watching the Youngbloods since I was just a fan, going up to Ego Pro Wrestling in excuse me, 2017, 2018. And you're absolutely right. They're a force to be reckoned with. Spoonie Mac with those lethal kicks, and Big O with just an absolute powerhouse. And I do think that we haven't seen the last of them at C1W, and a championship run could very well be in their future. They're not short for allies at C1W. They do have Jay Sparks, who's a member of our roster, who is also a member of the Youngbloods. That could make them an even bigger force to be reckoned with. So definitely stay tuned.
Well, you kind of mentioned Jay Sparks, and Jay was in an infamous match with Big Andy this past week. And I mean, you got to see both of them go at it, and you got to see the brutality of men inside that match. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the outcome we wanted to see, but the outcome was there for the right person. Let's just say it like that. And earlier in the night, we got to see AMJ come out and challenge Big Andy. He called him out. Mm-hmm. So this Saturday, there's going to be a huge match that's going to be taking place between the energetic himself, AMJ, and Big Andy, the man that you don't want any time of the day.
You're absolutely right. Big Andy versus AMJ. It was my call to make that match official. I've had a problem with Big Andy since he strolled into C1W and decided to zip tie one half of the tag team champions in AMJ to the ropes, costing them their championships. I thought that was disgusting. I thought that was underhanded, and that's no way to come in and make a first impression at a new company, to target their ace and to pull some low down underhanded crap like that. And so when AMJ laid the challenge down for Big Andy to fight him in a steel cage, I wasn't going to give Andy the option to say no. I went out there and I made it official, and he saw fit to get in my face. So I'm glad that he has this match with AMJ, because I would hate to have to just suspend him, but I think I'm going to let AMJ put the hurting on him, and that'll be punishment enough.
Well, Mr. Jared, we hate to bring it up, but in the past that you had problems with people that would get in your face, and they would basically bully you and back you into a corner. And all that changed whenever you became the man at C1W. You were given the power to do this. And I think that you put the right people in the right match, and you made it official coming for Saturday the 24th at Mayhem and Mcdonald, right at C1W Arena, 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. Steel match, AMJ versus Big Andy. And I believe you made the right decision, sir. I think that Jess is going to be sweetly served in a steel cage when Big Andy takes on none other than AMJ. And sir, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really looking forward to this match. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Especially since, like you said, the way Andy came into this company, the way that he handled himself coming in at that first match, it was crazy for him to think that he was going to get away with that. And AMJ, I believe, will put him in his place this Saturday, sir.
Absolutely. Apologize if you can hear the dogs in the background there. There's not much I can do about that, but yes, I think that AMJ is going to lay a whooping on Big Andy. I mean, Big Andy's a big man. He's very formidable. I don't doubt that it's going to be competitive, but AMJ is the ace of C1W for a reason. He's helped hold down this company as whether he was the heavyweight champion or a tag team champion with his brother. He's just always brought the fight, and he's going to bring the fight to Big Andy this Saturday.
I'm kind of glad that you mentioned it. You mentioned Jay Sparks a little bit earlier as well. And we know that there's a huge match, a ladder match for the interim C1W championship. And you've got a lot of people in this match. You've got Jay Sparks, who I believe is going to be the favorite. Can't prove it, but that's what I'm calling right here. Jay Sparks, you heard it right here first on Wrestle Talk with ArabbidB3aver. Dirty Money Incorporated's Dalton Blake. You've got the infamous one himself. Then you've got Randy Travis is going to be there, and Jake Murphy. Now, Jake Murphy would be my second pick. If I had to pick two people that I think are going to win, I think it's either going to be Jay Sparks or Jake, one of the two of those. And I'm going to tell you, the heat is on with Jake Murphy. Would you say that's fair to say? He's hot, and he's ready for a title.
Absolutely. I mean, I made the decision to bring Jake Murphy in when the GOV was running rampant at C1W, and I needed somebody to represent the good of C1W, and that man was Jake Murphy. I called, he answered, he came in, and he's shown out since he's made his splash at C1W. And now, that GOV is dead, Jake Murphy has a clear path for whatever championship he wants. And, this Saturday, it might just be the interim heavyweight championship that he takes home. Personally, he is my pick to win that match. But it's a very interesting lineup. Like you mentioned, you have Jay Sparks, who is one of the most talented wrestlers in the Southeast. He's been going to work just as long as Jake Murphy has. And then you have, some young guys in there, Randy Travis, the infamous one, Alex Stevens, and rounding out the bunch, you have that dirty, no good Dalton Blake. It is really a stacked field, and honestly, any one of these men could take home the title, and that's exactly what you want out of a big multi-man match like this, is that level of unpredictability. And I think that it's going to be an unpredictable, hard-hitting, maybe even at times car crash of a match, but in the best way possible.
And Alex Stevens put on a hell of a show against Xavier Gray this past week. I mean, an absolute banger. And I mean, it was 22 minutes and some change of nonstop action is what he was given. And man, he took Xavier Gray limit. And I've got to say, I was extremely impressed. And like you said, you don't ever know what you're going to get until you put these men together inside that match. But thinking about it, after watching that, after seeing everything that went on there, Alex Stevens does have championship pedigree in his blood. His father was a former heavyweight champion. His brother is a former heavyweight champion. And he wants to retain gold here. So he might have a lot to prove inside. Say that?
Absolutely. I mean, he comes from a wrestling lineage. His father, Adam Couch, was a manager, and Alec and his chosen family with AMJ and Alex Michaels, a great lineage there. But to be completely blunt about Alex Stevens, this young man is one of the most impressive young wrestlers that I have seen start and just be so good right off the bat. I think that he's a young dude who has an extremely bright future in this business. if he wants it, and I believe that he does. And I think that he, just as well as anybody else in that match, could come home with the championship, and I wouldn't even consider it an upset if he did. I think he is that good.
There's a lot that's going to be. That is a ladder match for the interim C1W championship match. And like we said, there's a lot of the Dirty Dalton Blake himself, the infamous one, Randy Travis, Jake Murphy, and Jay Sparks are going to be in this match. And it's going to be taking place Saturday, May 4th at C1W Arena, 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. The doors will open at 7 p.m. The bell time's going to be at 8 p.m. Tickets are going to be $8. Kids 5 and under are always going to be free. Jared, it's going to be awesome, everything that's taking place there. Now, we mentioned him just a minute ago, especially with that match. But Xavier Gray, we've got to talk about it. He has been on fire since he's won the Mixed 1041 Heavyweight Championship. He's got his hands full this Saturday against Jaden Vane, and Jaden Vane proved himself in a tournament to be the number contender for this title. Do you think Xavier is going to walk away with that title on?
This match is extremely hard to call. I think Xavier Gray has turned a lot of heads since winning the Mixed 104.1 championship, and the disillusion of the GOV has really benefited Xavier Gray, because it cleared a path for him to get his hands on that gold. And now that he has it, he has no intentions of letting it go. But on the other hand, you have Jaden Vane, who, just talk about resiliency, being able to win match after match after match in one night. That says something about the endurance, about the stamina, about the toughness of that young man. I think this one, I can't even call a favorite, to be honest with you. Personally, I would like for Jaden Vane to win, because I think that Xavier Gray is a little snot-nosed creep, but he's a little snot-nosed creep that can wrestle and can hold on to a championship, and he's proven that thus far.
Well, you said it all right there. I don't have to say anything on that, but I do have to ask, any special stipulations going to be for this match?
No special stipulations. This is going to be a straight-up one-on-one wrestling match. The Mixed 104.1 championship is something of a workhorse title in C1W. And I think having a straight-up one-on-one match where both men can test their mettle against one another, I think that's the best way to do it.
I think the advantage there goes to Xavier in a regular stipulation match. And I'll tell you why. I believe everything that he accomplished before becoming this champion has been like iron sharpening iron in these matches. He's learned how to be smart from Cameron Cox, beating Cameron Cox. Let's call it what it was. He's learned how to be brilliant by following in his footsteps, and he knows exactly what to do inside that ring. He has the presence to be inside that ring and know exactly where he's at, what he's doing, and how to take control anytime. His brain, his mind is just brilliant for this business. And Jaden will have his hands full, but I do believe the brilliancy of Jaden will be shown. It's just a matter of, does he have what it takes to bring it home with him?
That's the $1 million question, and that's what we're going to find out this Saturday night. Like I said, in my mind, this one is really a toss-up. I think you made some valid points about Xavier Gray possibly having an advantage due to the people that he has faced off against and beaten in the past. But with that being said, Jaden Vane has also laid down many a formidable opponent. And so it could really go either way. And that's what I love going into a match. I want it to be unpredictable.
Well, it's really crazy because tomorrow, early in the morning on Mix 1041 in the Cleveland Chattanooga area, somebody is going to get a chance to rebut everything that's been said here. And it's going to be one Mr. Xavier Gray. He's going to be able to talk about it, and he's going to be able to put it on the line for those of you that want to know. I believe they're scheduled to go on at 8:45 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, 8:45 a.m. tomorrow. They're going to be on Mix 104.1. So tune in to that. Honestly, it's going to be AMJ and Xavier Gray, two men who don't particularly like each other. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes to blows on the radio in the morning. So definitely tune into that. You're not going to want to miss it.
And like I said, he's going to get the chance to rebut everything that both of them are going to have the chance to rebut everything that's been said here, everything tonight. And I want them to. I want them to be able to talk about it. I want them to be able to put it out on the line because, you know, they're both in huge match against Big Andy, and one's got his hands full with Jaden Vane. So we definitely want to see and hear what's going to be happening. We're going to be listening to it right here at Mix 104.1. And you guys want to be listening to it as well tomorrow morning. That's Mix 104.1, where the champion, the Mix 1 champion, Xavier Gray, will be going on, as well as the AMJ, to talk about the upcoming event, Mayhem in McDonald. You all do not want to miss it. Now, Mr. Jared, that brings a big question here. You guys have been looking for quite some time for more publicity. What's your next steps into moving into the realm and getting more eyes on the product?
Well, that work is always being done on the back end. I think that mum is the word about that right now. I wouldn't want to spoil anything or put any eggs in any baskets, so to speak. But you can guarantee that we are going to continue to grow, to continue to get more eyes on the product. We did a full visual overhaul for year 2 with new ring aprons, new ring skirts, going for a more professional look. And I think that that's paid off, and we're only going to continue going up.
Absolutely. A little bird has chattered here recently, and sometimes we like to put things to bed, and I might catch you off guard with this. Somebody has mentioned that you all are looking to purchase your own building. Is that going to be something that we can see in the future? You all move into your own building and get out of McDonald?
Well, as the general manager, my main focus is putting together the shows week to week and ruling when I need to. Things like that are not as much in my wheelhouse, so to speak. I think having a building of our own would be absolutely amazing. But I would like to stay, roughly in the same area because the audience that we've built in McDonald, in Cleveland, they're extremely loyal. They're extremely passionate about what we bring to the table. And I wouldn't want to compromise that at all. But having our own building would be absolutely phenomenal.
And I wish you guys well if that is the case. Like I said, sometimes you get stuff, and we got to make sure that it's true before we actually put it out 100%. And that's why I asked, just to make sure that we're all on the same page together. And if that is the case, I hope that you guys do stay in the same area. You have one of the best fan groups in all of professional wrestling. They're faithful to you every week. They're faithful to you for your Facebook page, your YouTube page, all your Instagram stuff that everybody posts of themselves and everything else that goes on. AMJ has his own following on TikTok through the fan page. I mean, it's just amazing to see everything that everybody has done to keep you guys alive and running, including this right here, the YouTube page that you guys got going on. And you can catch them right there at Championship One Wrestling WG4QX is where you want to go to subscribe, like to all of their content that you can catch each and every week right there at youtube.com/at Championship One Wrestling WG4X 4GQX. Yeah. So thank you. And Mr. Jared, you guys do a phenomenal job doing that. And I know that you've got some business that takes care of on the side as well. You've been doing vignettes, entrance videos, highlight reels, full shows. You've been rating things for people. You've been grading things for people. You've been making your name inside the business for such a long time. And we are proud to partner with you to give you one of these, sir. I wanted to give you your own QR code and a Boatfield Creations tab for your page. And if you guys are out there looking to get any work done, Mr. Jared is the one to contact right there off that QR code. Go ahead and scan it right now. His rates start at $20. Talk a little bit about it, Mr. Jared.
Yeah, so recently I made the decision to launch my own brand for my video editing, graphic design services. It's called Boatfield Creations. I've got my very own Facebook page associated with it. Hoping to get that logo on some t-shirts, maybe some hats. And I really want to build a brand around what I do creatively behind the scenes. I I'm not humble when it comes to the quality of my work. I believe that I am able to make TV quality entrance videos and highlight reels for people. And I think that it's one of the more underrated aspects of the business is having a large visual library and having an artistic identity to your character as a wrestler. And you know, having an entrance video, having a logo, all of that is instrumental in building that profile for yourself, and that is what I want to help every wrestler who is interested. That's what I want to help them achieve. So yes, visit my Facebook page, Boatfield Creations. Give it a like, give it a follow. I'm going to start posting things on there as I make new content. You're going to start seeing a little tag at the beginning of each of the videos that I make from here on out, um, so I can kind of put my little stamp on them, so to speak, so they'll know who made this. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. I've always wanted to have a brand around what I do, and I think that now that I have such a large body of work, that I can, you know, start putting my stamp on things, and people will know that it's quality.
Well, it absolutely is, because you've got the likes of Jaden Newman, Loverboy Lex Lee, Tank, Aiden Wright, the Hoss of the South, Mr. Kennedy, Adrian Ace, Jake Murphy, Cameron Cox, the American Diesel Dump Truck, and so many more bought from you and have used your product, sir. So, and that's just a small portion of the people that have used you. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you guys and you need it, this is the man to contact. I'm going to put that QR code up for you one more time. Please scan that QR code. Go to his Facebook page, message today. He definitely will get on the ball and he will work for you. Now, Mr. Jared, we've mentioned a lot of things, but okay, go ahead.
Sorry, one moment. I just needed to make a small correction.
No problem.
A few of those names that you listed did not commission me. A few of those names you listed, I made videos for because they were coming into C1W. I just didn't want to put the wrong message out there. Like I said, I'm not humble about my work, but I am truthful about my work. So yes, I have made content for them, but not all of it was commissioned from them. I just wanted to clarify that.
No problem. No problem. I'm glad that you did that. I was under the assumption that they paid for it. So thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that very much. But as we were saying, go ahead and scan that QR code. Go ahead and message and get whatever work you need done today. Mr. Boatfield would be absolutely enthused to help you get across to a new audience. Is that not correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hit me up. Let's do business. Let me make something awesome for you.
Mr. Boatfield, I know that you're a very busy man, but in your free time, I know you do a little bit of scouting and you also are taking some bookings. How can the people out there watching book you to be a part of their show?
Well, I'm not actively taking bookings right now. With that being said, though, I did go and scout talent at the Sean Schultz Futures tournament that was held at the TWE Arena this past Saturday, which is why I was absent from C1W. C1W is my primary home. But if you have a show that's not running on a Saturday, or even if it is running on a Saturday and you give me enough advance notice, I may be able to work with you on that. But my priority right now is definitely Championship One Wrestling. It is my home. And I like to believe that I'm helping to build it into something great. And I won't be satisfied until I have done so.
Well, I believe that you're well on your way to building it into something great, especially with the fans that you guys got at Championship One Wrestling. And I thank you for coming on tonight. Before we go, I'd like to go back over everything that we talked about. If you'll give me a second to pull it up here, we'll go all over the matches that's going to be taking place this Saturday at Mayhem in Mcdonald, and I'll let you talk over each and every one of them. We'll start with the Allegiance versus Zach Malone and his mystery partner. Go right ahead, Mr. Jared.
Yes, sir. The Allegiance versus Zach Malone and a mystery partner. Zach Malone is going to be is a newcomer to C1W. We don't know quite yet what he's going to be bringing to the table, but just based off his appearance, it's going to be something nasty. And his mystery partner might be even nastier.
Absolutely, sir. Moving on to Painfully Juicy and Buck Manson versus Ray Steele for the C1W Tag Team Championships. It's a street fight.
Tag team championship action here in a street fight. Painfully Juicy versus Buck Manson and Ray Steele. Painfully Juicy have proven to be strong champions, but Buck Manson and Ray Steele are both nasty, nasty fighters, and they're going to be good in a street fight. So that this one could go either way.
Xavier Gray going to be taking on Jaden Vane for the C1W Mixed 1041 Championship at Mayhem and Mcdonald. Go for it, sir.
Just like the previous match, this one could go either way. Xavier Gray's been on absolute tear since he won the C1W Mixed 104.1 Championship, but Jaden Vane has had his eyes on that championship for a long time. So this one, it's a toss-up. But personally, I'm pulling for Jaden Vane.
The ladder match for the interim C1W champion, Mayhem and Mcdonald. There's lots of people in this match. Jake Murphy, Randy Travis, the infamous one, Alex Stevens, Buddy himself, Don Blake, and Jay Sparks.
Yes, sir. This one right here is my early prediction to be match of the night. Personally, I'm pulling for my guy, Jake Murphy. But any 5 of these men could take down that championship, and I think it would be well earned, and I don't think that it would be considered an upset.
Steel cage match, Andy versus AMJ.
Yes, sir. Big Andy versus AMJ. I made this match official 2 weeks ago, and I personally, I just want to see AMJ tear Big Andy apart. I don't know if it's quite going to go that way, but I do predict that my guy AMJ will come out the winner, and that Big Andy will leave McDonald, Tennessee, humbled by AMJ.
And that's going to be McDonald Saturday, May 24th, C1W Arena, 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. The doors will open at 7 p.m. The bell time will be at 8 p.m. Tickets are going to be $8. Kids 5 and under are always going to be free. And how can you deny the card? How can you deny what's going on at C1W? How they're changing wrestling into wrestling in Tennessee. Mr. Jared, I'm going to say this one time. I think this card is a fantastic card, and I think that you caught lightning in a bottle with it, and I wish you guys well Saturday, May 24th.
Absolutely. Come on out. Bring the whole family. Kids 5 and under are free, and I mean, the card that we have lined up here, $8 is an absolute steal. You're definitely going to get your money's worth. Come out, buy some merch, meet the wrestlers, have a good time, and bring the whole family. We will love to see you.
Absolutely. Mr. Jared, thank you for such short notice to be with us tonight on Wrestle Talk with ArabbidB3aver. We would love to have you guys come back sometime. Would you love to come back on and talk with us?
Absolutely. I'm always happy to come on and plug C1W, plug what I've got going on, talk to the audience. I think you could do a great show here, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Before I let you go, Casey Kazana has walked into the chat, and he says, I don't know who this is, but give me the title. He wants a title shot. This is the general manager for Championship One Wrestling, Casey.
Well, nobody is given a championship at Championship One Wrestling. That's not how we operate. But if you'd like to come in and win a few matches and prove that you're worthy of a championship opportunity, I would be more than happy to see Casey Kazana in the C1W arena in a championship match, maybe even becoming the champion.
Fair enough. I think that's fair enough. Thank you, Mr. Jared, for being here tonight. I appreciate you for coming in and talking to me about everything that's going on at Championship One Wrestling. And I wish you well. I wish you the best show ever on May the 24th. And you guys, don't forget to come out and support Championship One Wrestling. 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. You don't want to miss this. $8 for the price of a sandwich. You can get into this. So don't do it. Less than your Starbucks order, guys. Come on out and see a good show. Mr. Jared, you have a great night, and I'd love to have you back sometime.
Thank you, Joseph. You have a great rest of your night as well. And one more time, everybody come out to C1W this Saturday night for Mayhem in McDonald.
Bye, guys.